Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be talking about Becoming Family by Elysia Whisler. It is the third book in the Dogwood County series. The first book was Rescue You and the second was Forever Home. I love them both. And each book, as well as this one here, a dog features in each of these books. Now in this particular book, we have our protagonist. Her name is Tabitha, and she's called Tabby by one person, but we'll get to that in a minute. Her name is Tabitha Steele, and she has reached 30 years of age. It's Halloween, which is also her birthday, but there are things that she wishes about her life that she could change. For example, even though she did well in the military, her current job isn't very fulfilling. She works in a motorcycle shop, but she doesn't know anything about motorcycles. She's going to massage school, but she's floundering. Things are not working out. And then her social life. While everybody that she socializes with is part of a gym that she goes to, that's about it. And then there's her aunt who raised her. What helps Tabby get through every day in life is her service dog, Trinity. I love Trinity. Okay, I don't know anything about. I don't know much about service dogs, but there's an example, or there's a time in this book when Tabby's emotions change, and Trinity, comes to attention. And then Tabby notices that, and she looks at Trinity, lets Trinity know everything's okay, and then Trinity relaxes. Another thing that I liked about this book is, as I mentioned, all the books in the series have dogs in them. Well, when one of the dogs that was in the previous book was hanging around the motorcycle shop, when the dog comes in, he wants to play with Trinity. That's all he wants. But Trinity is at attention because Trinity feels like she's on the job, which when she's with Tabitha, she usually is. But Tabitha tells her, it's okay. You're not on the job. You can play. And as soon as Tabitha releases Trinity of her responsibility, then she goes and enjoys being with the other dog. I loved that. Loved it. Now, we have Chris Hobbs. Okay, he is a coach at the gym. And he is a man who keeps it light, okay? And even though he keeps it light, his friendship with Tabitha, starting off as a gym coach, or at least teaching some of the classes at the gym where Tabitha goes, on the one hand, he feels like it could become something more, but then on the other hand, he doesn't want it to become more. And there's a reason for that. It's his past. His past is affected by the fact that he gets a series of texts and eventually a phone call and a visit from his brother Victor. Okay? They have a very contemptuous relationship. But his brother has news for him. And now Chris has to deal with that news. In so doing, it brings his sister into his life even more than she's been in the past few years. So that's Chris dealing with his family drama. Then we have Tabitha dealing with the emotional hang-ups in her life. Now, back to the fact that she's turning 30, right? When she wishes, before she blows out those candles, of course, you don't tell, I don't celebrate birthdays, but you don't tell people what your wish is. But we, the reader, knows what Tabby's wish is, okay? She wants to be as tough and as strong and as gregarious as all of her female friends, okay? Now, can Tabitha find a way to relax? And can Chris stop resisting longevity or seriousness in order to deal with these feelings? Because Tabitha's good for Chris and Chris is good for Tabitha, but they have that baggage that they have to get past in order to have a relationship that will thrive. A very, very, very emotional story. And it's a story, I thought my cat might come up here. And it's a story that deals with some serious issues, okay? In fact, it does deal with abuse, assault, and even alcoholism, okay? So if those things would trigger you, just letting you know that they're in this book. But the book is a warm, in fact, heartwarming romance. I love this series because I'm not a dog person. As a matter of fact, my cat's right here. I'm a cat person. But let me tell you, Elysia Whisler, when she writes these books, these dogs are featured players in each of these books. So you get the heartwarming romance between Chris and Tabby, but then you also have the dogs, the various dogs that are in this book, and their relationships with their owners. Especially when, at least in more than one case, these are service dogs. I absolutely love that. So that is Becoming Family, and I can imagine this series continuing. Trying not to let my cat knock things over. I can imagine this series continuing because there's a large group of friends, and I love that continuity, and I just love the love story itself. And then I want to say one other thing. It is a mixed race romance, and that's a bonus, okay? And what does it take for Chris and Tabby to find their way to happily ever after? Well, that's what you're going to find out when you read this book. So I want to thank you for watching, and I hope that Elysia Whisler's Becoming Family, or the entire trilogy thus far, appeals to you. And let's see, you can get it at your Kindle store for $10.99, and I'm sure you can get it via Audible, and most likely from your library. So check out your library. That's what I always do because I love my series. All right, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.